everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly horoscope. My name is Terence Scardino. This is an important week of shifting energies as there's a new moon in Gemini on Wednesday. Mercury, decision-making Mercury that rules Gemini, is changing signs, and social relational Venus is changing signs. So you're going to feel a shift of energies. This new moon is always a time once a month where your focus is on a new goal, a new direction. Now, the few days, the 4 or 5 days prior to this Wednesday is the dark side of the moon, when you're either feeling you're just waiting for something to happen and you're in a holding pattern, or you've been cleaning up and bringing closure to what was set in motion a month ago. Gemini, it just depends on where it falls in your chart and if it's aspecting any planets in your chart, and that will color the tone of the next 4 weeks. But Gemini has a lot to do with communications, a lot of new ideas, being very curious, being restless. It can be a more social time because Geminis love to talk and exchange ideas. Now, Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, and it moves into Cancer on Tuesday, the day before. And it's there for about 4 weeks. The Cancer influences the way we're generally going to be communicating. Well, it could put our mind towards home and family, being more domestic projects. But on a psychological level, Cancer is more emotional. But Mercury is the planet of rationality. So our feelings and our habits could very well be influencing our rational thinking more when Mercury is transiting through Cancer. Now, on Wednesday, as we're moving into a new direction, a new focus for the month, Mercury is also going to be very favorable with innovative Uranus. So we could be awakening to a lot of new exciting ideas as Venus, that social Venus that had been in more family-oriented emotional Cancer, is moving into Leo for about 4 or 5 weeks. Leo is more outgoing, more extroverted, it's more playful in general, just depends how it plays out in your chart. But certainly with the new moon in Gemini and Venus moving into Leo, this is we're moving into a much more playful, social time, great for making new friends, joining groups, new organizations, making vacation plans. On Thursday, now the Venus, as it's just moved into Leo, is now going to be in a hard angle to Uranus. Remember good old rebellious Uranus that moved into Taurus May the 15th. So by June, here it's only at 1 degree. It's only moved 1 degree in these past several weeks in Taurus. So Venus moves about 1 degree per day. So the day after it goes into Leo, on Wednesday, Thursday, Venus is aspecting Uranus. Now that can bring in some sudden surprises, sudden infatuations. It can be very good for creative projects because you're coming up with more original ideas. But if you're in a relationship that's weak and needs some repairs or some communications, that Venus-Uranus could create an unexpected upset. And then on Friday, Mercury, communication Mercury, is going to be in opposition to controlling or restricted Saturn. Not a good day for business. It's when we have a tendency to look at life with a glass half empty as opposed to half full. So there's more of this worrisome, limited thinking. But it's often a time when relationships are very much tested, both professionally and personally. And it's either a time that you're saying by Friday, we need to get serious and work on this. And that could be with events that triggered the day before with Venus to the Uranus, which would be more personal relationships. The good ones will get stronger, will survive. Maybe there was a lot to talk about, but with Mercury, Saturn, the process could be a bit slow and uncomfortable. But it's strengthening the relationship. Weak relationships, you're seeing the beginning of the end, and if you don't take responsibilities to repair it, or if both parties do not want to put in the energy to repair it, then you could see an important relationship ending. But this is a powerful new moon of new beginnings. So anything you have to say goodbye to is just like getting rid of the distractions and all the noise, so you can focus more on moving into some new directions. I want to remind you that I'm available for the one question offer for a nominal fee. You can order it very simply by finding a direct link under the video in the description box. And always try to put in your time of birth, even if it's an approximation. And a lot of you have been responding, and thank you, but all you've been sending me is your city. And then I've got to go Google some of these cities to see which state or even which country this city is in. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.